We have an emergency situation that is currently underway right now on board a Carnival cruise ship. A man overboard. We have the Coast Guard searching as we speak. However, unfortunately, they have been unsuccessful. Now, what's interesting about this particular story, unlike other man overboard situations, the outcome of whether this situation ends positively or negatively could come down to a simple wardrobe change. A 28-year-old passenger by the name of Tyler Barnett from Hama, Louisiana, was sailing with his family on board the Carnival Glory cruise ship out of New Orleans, Louisiana, taking a 7-day cruise over to the Caribbean. The Carnival Glory cruise ship, in case you were wondering, was launched in the year 2003, so it's a 20-year-old ship, cost $500 million to build, and holds 3,000 passengers. The cruise that this unfortunate incident took place on is currently underway right now. The sailing dates are November 12th through the 19th. This incident in particular happened on Monday during the early evening hours. Tyler climbed up to one of the lifeboats at approximately 1:40 a.m. in the morning and then jumped into the water. It wouldn't be discovered that he jumped until Tuesday the following day. I'll explain in a second here, but it wouldn't be until around 7:30 a.m. that morning that crews would come out to find that he was missing, and they would then search for him on board. Also taking place on Monday while the crew were searching on board for Tyler, the Coast Guard at approximately 12:30 p.m. would be alerted of a potential man overboard situation. They would then begin searching 200 square miles hoping to find and rescue Tyler. During this time, you had the crew on board the Carnival Glory combing through every detail hoping to find out what happened to Tyler. They looked at all of his card swipes. They also looked at the surveillance footage. They would come to find out that before he jumped overboard, approximately 12:15, he swiped his card over at the casino. He also swiped his card to get into his room at approximately 12:30 a.m. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be until Tuesday, the following day, that surveillance footage would be found of Tyler jumping off of the cruise ship at 1:40 a.m. A spokesman for Carnival Cruise Line did come out and speak on the matter, saying that there was a potential wardrobe change, which I guess could have maybe confused the situation as far as them searching for him. Apparently, he was wearing one shirt when he was at the casino and another shirt when he went overboard. So I guess it could be an issue that they are going on all of this based off of the card swipe, because maybe there is a potential that they don't have any surveillance in the hallways, see him go in his room and then come out. The only thing they saw was maybe him at the casino, because we know that there are cameras that are working there. Potentially, there are cameras that are operating off to the sides of the ship should anybody happen to go overboard. I guess a good example of this is the Carnival Conquest. About a couple months ago, there was a man that went overboard, and Carnival revealed that they don't have surveillance cameras working in the hallways and in the nightclub on board. Do keep in mind that this particular ship, the Carnival Glory, is in the same class as the Carnival Conquest, so there could be similarities between the configurations and locations of the surveillance cameras on board. At this point in time, the search involving the Coast Guards has been brought down from 200 square miles to 30 square miles. Apparently, when all of this went down, there was large waves and there was a storm around, and well, that does make things a lot more difficult. When somebody goes overboard, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. You factor in it being evening hours as well as thunderstorms in the area. Well, it's going to obviously complicate things a lot more. The Carnival Glory is currently continuing on with its regularly scheduled cruise, because whenever something like this does happen, there is only so much that the cruise lines can do and the crew on board until the Coast Guard arrives. Once the Coast Guard arrives, they will check everything to the best of their ability, get as much information as possible, and from there, since the cruise ship can only offer limited use in terms of help in search and rescue, they will then send the crew on its way, and they themselves, the Coast Guard, will continue the search by themselves. The family of Tyler Barnett is currently asking for answers from Carnival. However, it is obviously going to be limited considering the search is still underway, and well, we do know what happens. And with it being a very difficult thing to find somebody that has gone overboard, I'll be honest with you, it has been more than 28 hours. And typically when it comes to the Coast Guards, they're going to conduct their search anywhere between 28 to 48 hours as far as like the window. If they are unsuccessful during that time frame, they call it off. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of that particular story, which is sad, but well, these things do happen. Being completely honest and transparent with all of you, this does not look good. I will be very surprised, and I do hope this ends up in a positive outcome. But we've seen these stories come out time and time again, and well, we will just have to wait for the result of this particular story. I will update all of you, and I will also remind all of you that be careful who you sail with. It's not about the idea of you not wanting to go on a cruise with somebody or you having an argument with somebody. You should always check on your people, make sure they are okay, and especially these times and these days, there are a lot of people that are going through a lot of stuff and they're not communicating, and then you go on a cruise, and me personally, I could never understand, and this is somebody, I'm currently on a cruise right now. I have never looked out into the night sky, regardless of what I'm going through, and said, said, you know what, this is the way to go. However, everybody is different. Everybody's going through their own thing. And there are some people that, well, they just lose hope and they may have potentially something going on mentally. And they make these decisions that affect everybody involved, even the passengers on board the cruise ship. That is going to be it for this update. My thoughts and prayers are, of course, with the family. If anybody out there happens to be currently sailing on board the Carnival Glory and has some additional information, my email is in the description box below. Feel free to reach out. Of course, everybody else, hit that like button in your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll have another video coming out soon. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you later. Take it easy.